Forget PowerPoint, forget Canva, and forget Adobe. If you're a content creator or entrepreneur, this is one of the best AI tools you can add to your workflow right now in 2026. See, every time I had an idea back in the day for a post, a lead magnet, or a digital product, I had to stop and open up another app. And just like that, your momentum is gone. But the real problem isn't the time that you're wasting jumping between apps. It's that you can't test, you can't move fast, you can't put out hooks, ad copy, and digital products at the speed your business needs, your brand needs, without sacrificing quality. We need workflows that avoid friction, help us put out more and burn out less. In this video, I'm going to show you how this one tool can double or even triple your output, allowing you to test more, scale faster, without losing quality. Today, we'll be diving into Gamma App's new upgrade, the Imagine feature. Imagine is their new AI design engine that lets you take any idea and turn it into a visual instantly. Infographics, posters, social graphics, logos, diagrams, all generated from a simple description right inside of Gamma. No templates, no tool switching, no design skills required. What makes this different is instead of starting with a blank canvas or searching for a template, you start with AI generation first. You describe what you want and Gamma builds it out with you. It's very easy to stay on brand like this. So it's not just faster, it's also a creative powerhouse. The AI suggests directions that maybe you wouldn't have thought of yourself. Think of this as your AI design partner on demand. And this is not some niche little tool. Gamma has over 70 million users, over 40,000 teams use it globally. They're generating more than 1 million presentations, sites, and docs every single day, and 2 billion AI images have already been created on this platform. TechCrunch is literally calling them a direct challenger to Canva and Adobe. The first thing I want you to do is head over to gamma.app. The links for Gamma are going to be down in the description and the pinned comments. Gamma Imagine is currently free for all Gamma users for the next 30 days. The link is down there, like I said, so go type out your first prompt and see what it builds for you. Follow along with me in this video because I promise you will not be let down. And they also have AI native templates and integrations with ChatGPT, Claude, and other tools. So this thing is basically everywhere you already work. It's pretty wild. I'll be sure to share links to other videos that I've made talking about how you can connect Claude to Gamma and how to create lead magnets and digital products, another deep dive into that using Gamma. But today we're going to get into Imagine. These are the 3 things you're going to learn in this video. First, how to take any idea and turn it into usable and effective AI content, not slop. No matter the topic or the niche, this is going to help. Second, a deep dive into the Imagine workflow and other powerful time savers that Gamma offers. Everyone can use these. And third, how to quickly turn that content into other professional and high quality resources that grow your brand or your business. So stick with me to the end to learn how to double your output. For those new here, I'm the avatar of John Kelly, one of the minds behind Digital Creator AI. We just hit over 100K on YouTube and we have no plans of stopping. We do this full time, and if you want to know what workflows, tools, and AI solutions work best for full-time creators and entrepreneurs, then you're in the right place. Subscribe and turn on those notifications. The content we make here in this video, no matter how good it is, if you post it on Instagram without this, it's worthless. If you don't have a simple comment and DM automation hooked up to it, this one simple thing will help you get more engagement, scale, build a community, and a list fast. ManyChat does this, but it's expensive because they charge you per active contact. At 10,000, you're looking at about over $90 a month. So I designed a solution to this. I'm going to save you time and money and show you how to get leads from your posts so your content isn't just getting views and likes, but actually building your brand or business. I'm currently giving this away for free for a limited time, so you can try it out. The link is down in the description and the pinned comments. Once we log into Gamma, this is the dashboard we're going to see. Here at the top, you have 3 options to start creating. So you have the Create New with AI button. You have New Gamma, and then you have the Import option. Below this, you can see your saved projects or the projects that you've worked on in the past. If you want to change this view, you can come over here to List, change it to a list. You can keep it at Grid, which is what I like to keep it at. You also have favorites, so you can favorite your projects by just starring one, like this. You have the created by you section, and then you have the recently viewed, so the last projects you've been working on. Over here to the left, we have the main menu. We have the home dashboard, which is where we're at now. We also have this template option. If we click here, you'll see that I have a saved template, so you can add your own templates to this once you create them inside of Gamma. You can also explore these templates that they have. They have really good professional templates to pick from right inside of the tool. I would suggest learning with these templates first and then customizing and building your own. Let's come back over here to the menu and let's click on library. Here we can see our themes. You can add a new theme by clicking new theme. You can click on the standard themes here and see all these standard themes. They're all high quality. They all look good. The beauty of this is that you're mixing the power of AI with these themes, so your content doesn't look like slop. It comes out looking polished and clean. If we click here on custom fonts, you'll see that you can also upload a font family. So if you have a custom font that you build, you can put that in here as well. You have this settings option here, which gives you an overview of your account, the members on the account, sharing permissions, design of the workspace, and your API keys. So if you want to connect Gamma to a automation or to some custom tools like something with Claude Code, you can pull the API keys from here as well. Here's a little hack. If we click on more, they have this Gamma Lab here, which will help you become an expert at Gamma. Let's go back home and let's start working on our first project. So now we're back on the home dashboard, and I want to show you this here on the left. You have this search option, which allows you to search through your different projects. You have this shared with you, so you can see what's been shared with you. You have sites, because you can also build websites with Gamma. I have a video where I built the content, the lead magnet, and the landing page all using Gamma. I'll be sure to share that somewhere here on the screen. Make sure to check that out. You have this API generated section, which will show you what you have created using the API. So I did a video where I showed how to use Gamma connected to Claude. So use some of the API features here, and you can see that these are some of the things I created with that. You have this AI images option, which allows you to create a graphic or create an image, and also you see all your images and the things that you've generated using Gamma. We're back in Gammas, and I can see all my projects here. What I want to do is create a new Gamma with AI. So we're going to click Create New AI. And here you'll see that currently we have free access to the Imagine feature. So what I want to do is actually use the Imagine feature. I'm going to click here on Create Graphics. And this here is the Gamma Builder, right? So you can build presentations, web pages, documents, social posts. Right now we have selected graphics. So let's come down here and look at some of the options that it's giving us to use Imagine and create these graphics. So here I can see an infographic, a poster, team structure, an invite, a calendar schedule, a diagram, a logo, social media posts, and something else. So let's get creative. I'm going to select the poster option here, and I see this version where it says hero image plus title. I think this would work for a piece of content on Instagram. This would be perfect for a post that's tied to a content funnel. For example, here in the center, this title is big enough and bold enough to where we could turn this into a hook. This subtitle could be a call to action that has people comment a word that then sends them a lead magnet. So let's click on this one here. Now it's asking me to describe my poster. And what I'm going to do is think of a visual that depicts a pain point that I'm going to solve with the hook that I'm going to use. So let's say I want to highlight the fact that with my auto DM tool, you could get more sleep and not have to worry about your DMs. What I would do if I was you during this is I would go over to Instagram, start searching up keywords and seeing what kind of content shows up. Look for repeated patterns. Look for hooks and pain points that they keep talking about. If I want to talk about my auto DM tool, I already have a pain point that I want to talk about because I've already done the research. A lot of creators deal with burnout, and an auto DM tool behind your posts will help you avoid burnout because you won't have to worry about responding to all those messages. So the visual we could use is maybe somebody sleeping in a bed floating through the sky. For this example, I'm going to do this. I want this to catch people's attention. So the visual is going to be someone peacefully sleeping on a bed floating through the sky. The title is going to say, get a full 8 hours of sleep, automate your IG DMs and comments. The subtitle will be comment the word sleep for your free solution. And then when they comment the word sleep, my automation will kick off and send them to my landing page. If we wanted to, we could click here on this add reference option and add a similar post maybe that we want to emulate, or a visual that we want to recreate, and get closer to that by adding that. Below this, we have the theme option. So if you click on this, you'll see that we can select the different themes that we saw earlier. For now, I'm not going to select a theme. We also have the option to select the aspect ratio. For now, we can start at 3:4, but we can always do 1:1, 16:9, 4:3, 4:5, or 9:16. This option here, count, is actually the amount of slides or visuals it's going to generate, right? So 1, 2, 3. And then the quality here says standard. If you click on this, we can change it to pro, and you just pay some extra credits for that. The standard version uses Nano Banana Mini, so it's great. And then the premium pro version uses Nano Banana 2, Nano Banana Pro, and GPT Image. But for now, I think we're fine with just standard. So let's click Generate Variations. Now we have these 3 starting points that we can select from. This alone here is super powerful. As you can see, it's put the hook at the top of all these 3. It's got the call to action at the bottom. So I could use these 3 posts on Instagram today. I used to have to do this all first manually before AI. But then even when AI started, creating 3 different concepts like this would have taken a lot of time. Now we're at the point where it's just automatically spitting us out perfect, optimized content for us to use. Like I could test all 3 of these visuals and see which one performs better. So I like all 3 of these. So let's click on one. And here I'm going to left click. I'm going to do save image as, and I'm going to just save that image. I'm going to do the same thing for all 3. So that way, if I ever need to start again, I've got these 3 starting points. I'm going to save that one. I really like this one. And we're going to save this one as well. It's great to do that because right away there you have 3 posts to test, or you have references to use next time you start again, or if you ever wanted to do something similar. This here already works for me. So let's see what we could do if we did generate more. This is a hack right here. Now I have 6 pieces of content that I could literally test. One of these is going to perform better than the other one. When you find that visual that performs better, you switch out the hook and you use the visual again for something else. Or you take the same color palette, the same tone, the same messaging, whatever you're doing, you reuse the winners. But this is how you figure out what actually works. So from all these, which concept should I start with? This one actually catches my attention. I know it's kind of big and bold, but let's just start with this and see what happens. Let's go to start with this concept. So now we are inside of our workspace. Over here to the left, we have the Gamma agent that we can actually talk to and interact with. We have our starting points here. The starting point that I selected is over here down on the left. You'll see that it's attached here as the reference image. Let's say I wanted to make an edit to this. I want to give you guys an example of what we can do with the agent. So I'm going to tell it to please create 3 different versions, same hook, look, CTA, and style. Just change the time of day, for example, sunrise or dusk. I'm going to come down here, I'm going to hit enter, and now we can see that it is editing that image and creating another version of that image. So let's see. All right, so here you can see it's generated all 3 of our images that we asked for with different times of day in the background. It created a sunrise version, a sunset, dusk version, a twilight, and blue hour version. All 3 versions maintain the exact same text, layout, neon CTA button, and overall style, just with different sky colors. You can now use these for different campaigns or A/B testing. So let's zoom into the canvas. You can do that by selecting this option here. So let's take a look at how these posts came out. Let me click on the first one. There you can see the background changed. Click on the next one. You can see the background is different. And here you can see the background is different again. And it's got a CTA in there, so your content is actually doing something for your brand or your business. You're actually building a connection with people, building your list, building your community. I mean, right away, just in a couple seconds, we've got a bunch of content we could start testing. So what else could we do with this? Let's say we zoom out a little bit. Down here at the bottom, you have this toolbar. So you have the quality of your posts. You also have the option to remove the background. You have an erase feature, a resize feature, a crop feature, and a restyle feature. So let's first use this resize feature. I'm going to show you how quickly you can turn this one post into different size posts for other platforms, because not all platforms take the same size. So let's say you wanted to turn this into a X post or a LinkedIn post or a Facebook ad. You can click here on this option, and you can click this option that says expand with AI here on the right. And now, as you can see, it has expanded the background visual. It looks great. You could definitely use this somewhere else. So let's do this one more time. Let's click here on the resize option and let's do 9:16. As you can see, it says not available here. So let's do recompose. Let's click on 9:16 and let's do recompose with AI. Perfect. And now we have a post that we can add some music behind and use as an Instagram reel, or we can use as an Instagram story. And you can always work with the agent to move the text up or move the call to action up. Whatever you need, you can always come over to the left here and talk to the agent. I might actually use these. So let's do duplicate. Now let's work off of a fresh duplicate of this. Let's click here on this restyle option. Over here at the top left, you'll see that it says restyle. Apply the visual style from reference images to your target image. So let me see if I can find a reference image just for this test. I added one of my old posts as reference, and I'm going to click restyle image. Here's the post I gave it as reference, and here is the post that it generated. You can do this with content that you see performing as well. People do not own the hook, right? They own the content. You find a winning piece of content as reference, and you use the restyle option, and you create something completely fresh and new. Let's go back to our original piece of content, and let's ask the Gamma agent, what else can we create from this content? And here it's giving me a bunch of options. So you have different aspect ratios, which is what we looked at. Designs, so you can remove the bed, the person, you can change up the whole look of it, keeping the hook and the text as is. You have text variations, so if we want, we can change up the call to action, change up the hook, keep the visual as is. Then we have style variations, which is what we were kind of looking at a second ago. Then you have multi-panel designs. So you could turn this into a carousel, a completely different type of post. Then you also have additional elements. So you can include testimonials or results, add a product or mock-up or dashboard. So if this was a landing page, that might be good for that. But because this is content, I don't think we need that. So I wanted to do this from the builder again, so you can see this one more time. I have the graphic selected, the poster selected, the layout is the hero image and title. The theme and prompt, I wrote create a 3-part carousel in the same look and style. The reference image is our first image. Add 3 more images to this that say never miss another DM, create your first easy content funnel, sleep easy knowing your posts are working for you. The CTA from our reference should be the same on all slides. And I gave it the image that we just generated. So let me close this. And let's check this out here. As you can see, it's generated again 3 concepts for us to start with. Let's click here. So how would you use this? You would take the full quality of this and you would just crop out each part of the carousel. You could even take this image and just do that cropping inside of Instagram. In the past, I had to create like optimized JSON context prompts that I used as templates so that I could generate images where the hook would show up at the top and the CTA would show up at the bottom. And now Gamma has literally built that into this tool. As you can see, it's following that logic and it's giving us stuff that we can use. Each of these is a carousel. Download it, crop each of these, and there's your carousel. You want more carousels? Let's just click generate more. So instead of selecting the poster, let's actually select the social media post. Now here we can select either an Instagram square, an Instagram portrait, Instagram story, a Twitter X post, a LinkedIn post, and a Pinterest pin. Let's select the Instagram square. And now what I'm going to do is use the same prompt that we used before, but with the correct layout selected. So let's come over here and see what we get from that. And as you can see, it's created our Instagram carousel. If you crop each of these, it will be 1 by 1 for Instagram. Let's check out some other stuff we can experiment with. Here's something I think a lot of you would benefit from experimenting with. Taking something that people in your community or in your niche would find valuable and using these infographics to explain it. For example, if I wanted to explain the flow of an auto DM setup, I would click here. I'd get rid of this, replace this. Let's see what we get if we start from scratch and use one of these illustration styles down here. So now let's try the infographic. I pick the flow layout. So step 1 is you lock in your pain point and your solution, and you'll find this from the content you've been testing and posting. You'll see which content they're reacting to more. Step 2, create your lead magnet. So you want to think of the lead magnet when you think of the solution, and when you already start thinking of the hook and the content, you want to have the lead magnet already there. Step 3, create your content. Step 4, the clear CTA trigger. So the comment the word hook for the tool, right? You want that. Step 5, automation sends your response. Step 6 is you capture the email. And step 7 is you build your list. So for now, I think that's fine for this example. This editorial style here stands out to me. So I think for now, we'll leave it in this aspect ratio, and we're going to leave it at quality standard, the theme none, and let's do generate variations. All right, perfect. So here's what I'm saying. Imagine this visual on Threads or X or LinkedIn. Like, I can use this not only as a post somewhere, but I can use this as content here on YouTube. If I'm talking about this, I can have this up while I'm talking. It can be in the background. Down here, we have the option to explore a different direction. So if we want, we can do this social media post template version. So now it's thinking up some of its own ideas. And I really like this one. Check this out. Don't forget that apart from creating the graphics that we used here today, you can also create presentations, web pages, and documents. So lead magnets and digital products, your landing pages, your pitch decks, all of it inside of one tool. I hope this video was helpful, and remember that the links to Gamma are down in the description and the pinned comments. Make sure to sign up, try Gamma for free today, and test out Imagine while it's free. Don't forget that I am giving away my auto DM tool for Instagram, so you will never miss a comment or DM again. You can create your first content funnel. I'll show you exactly how I use it to get leads and to get sales. So if that sounds like something you need, just know that you can find that down in the description and the pinned comments as well. Now, if you're interested in taking your AI generated content to the next level and making sure your hooks, scripts, and copies sound authentic and human, watch the video showing up on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next AI tool workflow, and I'll catch you all in the next one.